I'm going to start with October 22nd. October 22nd
Yes,
has
you guys-
my most anticipated movie of this year.
That was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What?
The Real Screeners are back. I am Beto, and this is my co-host Lenny. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, welcome to our channel. We love reviewing movies. We also do audience reactions on occasion at the Alamo Drafthouse, and we are excited to give you our lineup of our most anticipated movies of the fall and winter of 2021.
That's right, because there is a huge line of great movies, guys.
Yeah,
I say a huge line, but it's because there are just some that are going to pack a huge punch. So maybe not a huge line, but they're going to be some
movies that have been delayed, of course, due to COVID. Finally, we're going to get to see these movies, and I'm so excited because there are some really good ones that I've been looking forward to for a long time.
For over a decade?
Yes. And we want to remind you to please subscribe to our channel, like, share, and subscribe, and check out our videos, leave some comments, and we'll get back to you.
That's right. And on social media, always follow us on Instagram at real.screeners and on TikTok and Facebook at Real Screeners, guys. Not only will you know about our reviews, you'll also know about our events that are coming up and our line of shirts on realscreeners.com. Check it out.
Yes. And without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we?
Yes. I can't wait for these movies. Oh my God.
I'm going to start with October 22nd. October 22nd has my most anticipated movie of this year. I've been looking forward to Dune. I don't want to call it a remake. I guess it technically is.
It's like a remake, a reboot of the 1984 David Lynch directed movie.
Yes, which was box office poison. And
well, it had mixed reviews, right?
It did.
Mostly bad.
Bad. Yeah.
I kind of liked it, but then again, at the same time, I was 6 years old. So
I'm hoping, and I have a feeling that this is going to be an improvement upon that. Adaptation. First of all, what a cast, with headed by Timothée Chalamet in the lead role, and then you have Zendaya, you have Oscar Isaacs, you have Jason Momoa,
Rebecca Ferguson.
The list goes on and on, and of course directed by one of the greatest directors I think that we have today, Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, he's also known for directing Sicario and Blade Runner 2049, and the cinematographer is Greg Fraser, who I've honestly never heard of, but judging by the trailer, this looks like it's going to be a visual spectacle, and that is exactly what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, an epic adventure sci-fi movie with some really good themes about colonization and lack of resources. I've been jamming out to Hans Zimmer's musical score on iTunes, and it is great. Highly recommend the musical score. And fun fact. Ready for our fun fact segment?
Yes, sir. You go first. I have another one. Hopefully it's not the same.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my fun fact. Composer Hans Zimmer is a big fan of the novel Dune and turned down working with frequent collaborator Christopher Nolan on Tenet to score the film.
Interessante.
Very interesting, right?
And my factoid is that this movie, in case you didn't know, is going to be split into 2 movies. It's a part 1 and a part 2, because you can't really do Frank Herbert's 1965 novel justice in just one film.
That is correct. I had that as my second fun fact right there.
There you go. Yeah.
And I think that they're waiting to see how well this movie does to decide if they're going to move forward. I don't know. That's what I read.
That's kind of what I saw too.
They may have already started
with this cast.
It's not going to. No. Those sandworms, though. Okay. So moving on. Also being released on October 22nd. You don't have this movie on your list, but I am looking forward to The French Dispatch, which is being released the same weekend as Dune. Another movie that stars Timothée Chalamet, but also an amazing array of actors: Benicio del Toro, Frances McDermott, Adrian Brody, Tilda Swinton, Owen Wilson, Bill Murray. Directed by Wes Anderson.
Is that Tom Hanks?
No, sorry. I've been a Wes Anderson fan for a very long time. One of the things that attracts me about this movie is that it's like a love letter to journalists. And, my background is in journalism. Your background is in journalism. So I think that we'll appreciate it for that reason. And Wes Anderson has always such a unique way of looking at the world. his movies are so distinctively shot. You can always tell when it's a Wes Anderson film. So I miss Wes Anderson movies, and I can't wait to watch this one. And fun fact for this movie is that this is Wes Anderson's 9th collaboration with Bill Murray and his 7th collaboration with Owen Wilson.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Bill Murray was in The Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Rushmore, some older fare.
Yeah, so another movie that looks like it won't fail, or it shouldn't fail. I mean, how do you?
I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, but we've seen movies with a good cast that are kind of, like reminiscence. Yeesh. But anyway, not talking about that. Let's go forward. So now moving on to November 5th, we have the MCU's Eternals, which we were waiting forever. Everyone was waiting for this trailer, and it did not disappoint, guys. You have, again, another star-studded cast: Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek.
We haven't seen them in a while, I feel.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So that's exciting.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And of course, Chloe Zhao, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right. Zhao. Yeah.
Yeah,
and so she's the director of this. Obviously, she's an Oscar-winning director.
Nomadland.
I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with this. I came across something that said that she is a fan of sci-fi, and she also wanted to stay true to kind of Jack Kirby's original work with the Eternals. Jack Kirby's one of the original people of the Marvel comics, and so she's kind of described this as a marriage of Western and Eastern influences, and so I'm really eager to see what she has in store. I don't think this is going to disappoint.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching a Marvel movie that is unlike any other, and I think that she's going to do some interesting things with cinematography, with landscapes, with shots. And fun fact to add on to that, apparently, according to Kumail Nanjiani, who also acts in this movie, Chloe Zhao is relying heavily on practical effects and not green screen or CGI in this movie, which is fantastic.
Yes, because these days there's such an over-reliance on that, because it's so easy to just be like, okay, I'm just going to CGI this and it's going to look good, but in actuality it doesn't always look good.
I know, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I guess my fun fact is that in the comics, if you guys are familiar with the Eternals in the comics, the characters of Ajak, Makari, and Sprite are males in the comics, but for this movie they are females. Okay, so if you guys are fans, you'll notice that change. There's one thing I do want to add about this movie here before we leave it behind here is, they say in the trailer like, well, we've never intervened until now, and I'm thinking, what could be more universe threatening than Thanos and the Infinity Stones that you have to somehow now intervene? This better be a huge multiversal threat or something. I don't know, but
I think that it will be.
I'm being critical.
I think that it will be. I think that it will be greater than Thanos. Okay, well, let's see what happens, right?
All right.
Okay, so moving on to November 19th, release of Ghostbusters Afterlife, right? There's a lot of nostalgia.
Hell yeah.
This trailer really relies heavily on nostalgia. Yes. They show you, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They show you the license plate of the original Ghostbusters vehicle. And, for a while, I wasn't sure if the original cast was going to make an appearance here, but apparently they are.
Well, most of them are, right? I would say.
Yeah. I feel like some of them are coming back, and but with headed with Paul Rudd, who's such a fun actor, and then of course Finn Wolfhard. Yeah, Finn Wolfhard. Sorry, from Stranger Things fame. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun. It looks lighthearted. It looks suspenseful and exciting.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be funny. It's got Paul Rudd in it, right? And it better be funny and good because it's Ghostbusters. You better not mess up this franchise.
Ghostbusters. What do you want?
What do you want? Anyway, I did come across the fact that they're bringing back the villain from the original Ghostbusters, Gozer. It's that demonic lady god.
Oh,
they're bringing her back. I don't know if they're going to have another actress, if they're going to de-age, or they're going to use CGI. I don't know, but they're bringing her back, and that demonic dog. And so I'm curious to see.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, like what direction?
You mean the gatekeeper? And the Keymaster?
Are you a god?
Are you a god?
So I don't know. I hope they do something different with that and don't just try to rehash it because they're trying to tap on the nostalgia.
Was that your fun fact, by the way?
That's my factoid, yeah.
Okay, well, this kind of blew me away because I did not realize this. The movie is directed by Jason Reitman, who is the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the original 2 Ghostbusters.
Oh, dang.
So
I did not
his
know that.
son is directing this movie, and he directed Juno, and he directed Up in the Air, which are 2 great films. So I have high hopes for this movie because not only has he directed some solid films, but he clearly is doing this out of passion, because his father directed the first 2 movies.
He does not want to screw up his father's legacy, I'm sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So now moving on to my 4th movie, which I know Beto doesn't have on his list of highly anticipated movies, but of course he still wants to watch it because who does not want to watch the return of Maverick from Top Gun 1986, guys? This one is going to be, man. Well, the trailer, we've been waiting for 3 years because they teased it 3 years ago, and it's finally coming out. So I've had a lot of anticipation for this. This is a movie where I really don't think I need to explain much. I mean, but for those who aren't familiar, Maverick is still doing his, I don't want to be in a desk job type of thing, and he wants to be like a high-flying bird, and he's still doing his thing, but he is actually having to train some new recruits, and among those new recruits is a guy named Rooster. That's his nickname, and he turns out to be Goose's son. And of course, Tom Cruise got blamed by some people for killing Goose. It was an accident, whatever. The son blames him, so it's interesting to see how the relationship is going to work in this movie. And fun fact about this movie, much like the Eternals, Tom Cruise didn't want too much CGI in here. In fact, he wanted all the aerial sequences to have actual planes, just like the original movie. And I believe I came across one of them is actually one of his aircraft because he's an accomplished pilot. So, little fun fact for you guys.
Should be fun, and of course, another movie that relies on nostalgia, I think, but definitely looking forward to it for sure.
Iceman.
So our next movie is
Let's turn.
December, being released December 17th, and that is Spider-Man No Way Home. So, the one thing I'll say is that the big question is, how many Spider-Men are we going to have in this movie? There's a lot of rumors going around on the internet. Obviously this movie is going to deal with, multiverse concepts. Doctor Strange is in it, and he appears to have an important role in this movie, which I think is really cool because I like Doctor Strange, and I'm a fan of that movie. Alfred Molina is back, of course, as Doc Ock, and I found out that Jamie Foxx is going to be back as Electro.
Yes, as Electro from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man series.
Yeah, so the question remains, we remain to find out whether Tobey Maguire maybe or Andrew Garfield will make an appearance with Tom Holland.
Well, I kind of think they would, because you're getting these 2 villains from each universe, and a lot of time, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, well, be a duck.
Andrew Garfield has actually has said in a couple of interviews that get ready to be disappointed, fans, because you're not going to get what you think you're going to get. Like, he insists that he's not in the movie. In other words, he does, but he may be fooling us.
That's
so
right.
I don't know, but that's what's going on, and I'm eager to find out what's going on.
Yeah. No, that would be great. Even though I think Tobey Maguire is the second best Spider-Man or Peter Parker behind Tom Holland. Excuse me, but
okay.
Besides that, though, I am looking forward to seeing the growth of the relationship between Peter Parker and MJ, played by Zendaya. Right?
Yeah, and from the trailers, you also get the sense that this might be a more cerebral look at Spider-Man, meaning like he'll get to grow as a character, and we'll get to find out more about who truly is Spider-Man.
Right. Because he's dealing with an extremely personal conflict here, because the public now knows who he is, right? So some are with him, some are against him, and he's just, I guess in this movie he's supposed to be like 18-ish. I don't know if he's graduated from high school yet, but that's got to be so hard for someone.
So venturing into adulthood,
coming of age type stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a fun fact for it?
I sure do. This film marks the first MCU trilogy where you have the same director for all 3 films. It's going to be John Watts.
Yes, and to add on to that, No Way Home beat the record of the world's most watched trailer in its first 24 hours online, beating Endgame.
Because of that anticipation of, is it going to be Andrew Garfield? Is it also going to be Tobey Maguire?
Is it going to be the cartoon Spider-Man or maybe Miles Morales? Also, I really would like to see Miles Morales in there as well.
That'd be cool, right?
That'd be really cool. Okay, so moving on to our last movie.
Yes, and for me, it is fittingly last, right? Because you saved the best for last. And I'm a huge fan of The Matrix, guys. I mean, that movie came out when I was in college, and my mind was blown.
So yeah, December 22nd.
Yeah,
Matrix,
the Matrix Resurrections. Yeah, the Matrix 4. 24 years after the original movie came out. Who doesn't want to see John Wick as Neo, right?
Yeah, and you know it's Lana Wachowski.
Yes.
And you know the creators of this film have been keeping the plot really under wraps.
Thank you.
We saw the trailer, and from the trailer, I am kind of a little bit worried, but not really. It looks cool for sure. I just hope that it doesn't mirror the original or anything that we've seen already too much. They're really hyping up this concept of the red pill, blue pill once again, even on the teaser poster. I don't know. I just hope that it really does something new. Some of the things that crossed my mind as to what this movie could do, you know, is it like a Matrix within a Matrix thing? Is it a multiverse thing? Is it a time travel thing? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah, and because you see Morpheus, right? And it's a younger version of. I think it's a younger version of. I'm assuming because.
Or it's just a different. Or maybe
than Fishburne, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It could just be that they chose a different actor, but that's Abdul Mateen the second
from the Candyman.
From Candyman.
A lot of other
I also want to mention that Neil Patrick Harris is making an appearance and Christina Ricci, so they're bringing in some new talent there. So I'm excited to see it. I am going to keep my what is it called?
Expectations?
I'm going to keep my expectations, guarded for this one.
Right.
Personally.
Because, okay, I totally get it. Because when The Matrix 2 was coming out, I could not contain my excitement. I can't remember a movie I was more excited for than the sequel. And then I kind of felt like part 2 and then even more so part 3 were a little more underwhelming than the previous movie. And so I get it. Temper your expectations. I agree with you that it does seem like there are a lot of callbacks here. I'm hopeful, though, that they've listened to their fans and that they're going to make something completely different. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that, except for my factoid.
Oh yeah,
we got a little factoid here.
Yes.
I mean, obviously in the trailer, you guys did not see Agent Smith, aka Hugo Weaving, right, from The Lord of the Rings. But and the reason for that is because he had a scheduling conflict, guys, and it's not because he was too hoity-toity or too good for the Matrix sequel. So
yes,
there you go.
That's our list.
Yes, and I can't wait for October. What is it? Like a month away. I have to wait a whole month for our first movie to come out.
I know, but it's going to be well worth it.
How will we live?
And don't you dare not go to the theater to watch Dune and watch it on HBO Max. What a disservice!
Oh, that is so true.
To that movie.
Slap yourself.
Sorry.
20 lashes if you watch Dune at home. Come on, spend the money.
Oh man!
And if you go watch it at the theater, guys, make sure you watch it at the Alamo Drafthouse, the best place to watch movies, guys. I do want to mention that, unfortunately, because we've had a lot of events going on here in El Paso that we've been hosting and been a part of, we haven't had a chance to really do a review on Shang-Chi or on Malignant, but I will say that we both thoroughly enjoyed Shang-Chi and Malignant. Again, it was enjoyable. Kind of felt like a B movie to me, but at the same time, it still had me. So.
Yeah, I think that both movies are worth a watch for sure, especially Shang-Chi. Malignant is kind of like a callback to like Italian horror films that are really, B movie, like you said, and
a lot of
exaggerations, and so take it for what it is.
Watch them both.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. As always, we ask you guys to please subscribe to our channel, and if you like it, hey, hit that like button. That really helps the algorithm on YouTube get more people to find our videos.
Yes, and please look us up on social media. We're on Facebook and TikTok at Real Screeners, Instagram Real.Screeners. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Let us know what movies you are looking forward to the most, and if you agree with our list, please let us know. And as always, please tune back for our next Real Take on Movies.